Hello everybody, welcome to Short Shot Archery. Anthony here, and in this video I'm going to test out, or at least see, if there's an effect when you shoot arrows with, basically perfect vanes versus arrows with really sad looking vanes. So I have my practice arrows here and I have my tournament arrows here, and I'm going to use my high-speed camera to see if I can see a difference. So don't really know what the result is. Obviously, when you go to tournaments and stuff, you should probably bring your best and finest arrows, and that always seems to be the topic of conversation. You don't want to be shooting sad-looking vanes when you go to a tournament, especially when you get into the higher levels of archery and you're trying to do national and international stuff. It seems like everybody makes sure that their fletchings are perfect. So I want to see if that really makes a difference. We're gonna see if my camera can capture it, and kind of go from there. It's not gonna be super duper scientific, but I think it's gonna be interesting. And I have some really floppy and sad looking practice arrows here, so hopefully we can capture some of that, and I'll be sharing it with you guys. And if I can't, well, then you'll have an idea on how fast of a camera you need to even get remotely close to capturing that. So let's find out together. All right, so I'm going to be using my 46-pound Olympic recurve bow. We're going to be shooting some X10s. My thought process for right now, initially here, is maybe try to film in basically about this much in high speed, so that you can see it coming off. And I know, like, the arrow sticks onto the string for a little bit before it actually disconnects, but hopefully get most of that process on the high speed camera and see if I notice a difference. And I'll do like one sad looking arrow, and then I'll do one pretty pristine tournament arrow, and see if there's a difference. My other feeling on this is that the camera actually needs to be like in front of where I'm shooting, so you just see my hand up front here, and then you're actually capturing the arrow. I'm actually capturing the arrow like mid-flight as it's like well out of the bow. So those are the two ideas I have. I'm gonna try the easier one first, because it's much easier to focus this camera on me and try to shoot the video that way, than trying to have it focused on nothing and then manage to capture the arrow in flight. Should be interesting. So we'll see how many tries this takes. Okay, so the first two clips were at 1,000 frames per second of me shooting. I looked at them. When I look at it on my computer with a bigger screen, it might be a little bit easier to see, but I really couldn't notice a difference. Maybe you guys can. So, with that, I decided to step it up to over 2,000 frames a second. And now let's go check out that now. And there we have it. There's 2,000, and I think it's like 20. It's almost 2,200 frames a second, but we'll call it 2,000 frames a second. And that one, they both kind of look similar too. And we're not talking about like this. This arrow here is a sad looking arrow. This one's not too bad. It's pretty pristine. So you would think there's a difference. Maybe it's because everything's going so quick and it's all right where all the action's going, that it's not, it's moving so fast it's not really wobbling or doing weird things, and all the force of the bow propelling that arrow forward is kind of just, making the vanes do what vanes do. Even though, this arrow is missing a bunch, it's still gonna fly straight because it's getting pushed so hard towards the target. With that though, I'm gonna try to shoot. I'm gonna shoot these two arrows again, 1,000 frames a second, and I'm gonna do it off the bow. So you're probably gonna see only the very front end of the bow, probably the clicker, the sight, and maybe part of the stabilizer. And the rest of it, I'm gonna try to capture the arrow flying in the air. Again, it might be too close to the bow, but we're finding this out together, and that was the whole point of this video. I had ideas on how it worked, and you hear the philosophies of other archers, some of them that shoot professionally. So it's kind of interesting to see how it all pans out. Well, we're running a little low on daylight here, but at the same point in time, I think the results are kind of inconclusive on which is better. In my opinion, the further you're shooting, the more likely the arrow with pristine vanes is probably going to succeed. And the closer you're shooting, it probably matters less because there's less time for all the little mistakes in your shot to work their way out and actually magnify enough to be an issue. Hopefully that makes sense. Makes sense to me. So maybe there'll be a part 2 in the future, and I'll be trying to shoot these at 70 meters, and I'll have the high-speed camera closer to the target, so that way they have basically the whole 70-meter distance to kind of wobble their way into problems, so that and maybe at that point I might have to shoot more than 2 arrows. Maybe we'll shoot 2 or 3 arrows to try to get an idea. None of the perfectly fletched ones wobbled. One of the 3 not perfectly fletched, really beat up arrows wobbled. That might be the case, but that's for a whole nother video. I was actually hoping to get a more solid answer from this video. Of course, if I look at this when I'm editing at the video, when I look at the video when I'm editing and I actually see a noticeable difference, I will have pointed that out. But at this point in time, I think it's inconclusive, and I think I probably need to try it from a longer distance away, so that the problems with having poor vanes can be amplified because of the distance the arrow has to travel. So with that, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed and you found this as fascinating as I have found this. Looking forward to do more videos along these lines, especially since I have a high-speed camera now. The neighbors are honking. Other than that, please check out SureShotArchery.com. See, the neighbors are saying check out SureShotArchery.com too. They're honking as well. You can check out tungsten points and arm guards and everything else under the sun. Other than that, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and as always, happy shooting.